Hey everybody, welcome back to Sports Outside the Box. It's episode 93 today, and today we'll be talking about Andre Drummond going to the Cavs. We'll be talking about D'Lo going to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Also, Andre Iguodala heading down to South Beach to play with Jimmy Butler. But my question for you is, what were the Washington Wizards doing? Why did we make those trades? Because I'm completely confused. It didn't make no sense. If I'm Bradley Beal, I'm calling the front office. I'm John Wall. I don't want to play here no more. Fire the front office. Come on in, because I have to get this off my chest. This is Sports Outside the Box. Hey everybody, welcome back to Sports Outside the Box. It's episode 93 today. And a lot of great things happened in 93. I was born in 93. So, great things happened in 93. And it's the 93rd episode, which means this episode will be great. And of course, just to top everything off, how's everybody's Thursday going? But mine is going so hectic. It's been absolutely crazy. It's been, I don't even know how to explain it. And the reason why is because the NBA trade deadline was today, around 3 o'clock. It's 3:50 right now. And I was going to wait. I told myself, wait and do the podcast. Wait and do the YouTube video. Just wait, because anything could happen that's going to upset you, that could make you excited. Anything could happen. So what do? I was like, okay, I'll wait till 3 o'clock. And the reason why it's now 3:50 and I'm doing it, because I had phone calls to make. Why did I have phone calls to make? Because trades were going on and it had me too excited, had me thinking, like, what's going to happen now in the league? And just for anybody, if you're watching any NBA action last night, you follow up on sports news, and I'm guessing if you're watching a sports podcast, you follow up on sports news. Andre Iguodala, he goes to the Heat last night. Okay, was that the biggest news of the night? Yeah, kind of, of the night. Yeah, it was. Andre Iguodala going. Then, of course, we hear reports and rumors of potentially Danilo Gallinari from OKC potentially going over to Miami to join Iguodala and Jimmy Butler. And I'm sitting here like, oh my goodness, the Miami Heat are going to have another big three. The Miami Heat are going to be back in business in the Eastern Conference. The Bucks aren't making any moves. But as soon as we see Andre Iguodala and Jay Crowder heading over to the Miami Heat, what do we see next? All of a sudden, we see the 76ers making some moves. Glenn Robinson III, Alec Burks going from the Warriors, now going to the 76ers. And of course, we've been talking about how Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, they've been having problems. Like, there's issues going on. Al Horford hinted at having those issues as well. So it's like, they make trades. They try to bring in some production. They need some more points in the game. They need some scoring. The ball hasn't been flowing like it's supposed to be flowing in Philadelphia right now. So it's they're just trying. I feel like that move is to combat the Miami Heat. Like, we can't let the Miami Heat surpass us. And I put it on the Instagram page. And again, if you haven't followed the Sports Outside the Box Instagram, you go over there, hit a little follow. If you haven't subscribed or liked any of the videos, subscribe. Let so you can know when the next video is coming out. So, I'm just sitting there last night thinking, the 76ers, they're just trying to combat this because they can't let the Miami Heat surpass them right now. The Miami Heat getting Andre Iguodala and getting Jay Crowder, some defensive players, and people that can also score on the offensive end, that automatically puts them above the Philadelphia 76ers, in my opinion. But with the 76ers trying to combat that, bringing in Alex Burks, bringing in Glenn Robinson III, maybe they're on an even level playing field now. So that's what I'm thinking. But it was definitely exciting last night to see what was happening. The speculation of Danilo Gallinari potentially going over there as well. That speculation had me on edge. I was sitting there trying to trace and draw trace out pictures of Danilo Gallinari, trace out pictures of Andre Iguodala and Jimmy Butler, try to put them together as a big three in Miami. And I was like, things starting to get crazy down here in the South Beach. But so that didn't happen, unfortunately. The OKC Thunder didn't make any moves towards the trade deadline in that aspect. But the big thing, of course, another big thing that happened today, of course, Andre Drummond, he's heading over to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Cavs didn't really give anything away. They gave away like John Henson, the first round pick, and it was like a backup point guard. I'm like, dude, they got off the hook. That's a move right there. That's how you make a move. And I was like, they got Andre Drummond for the cheap, for the low. They got him real cheap. And I was like, man, Andre Drummond just went 26 years old, just had 31 points and 19 rebounds last night in the win for Detroit. And you're telling me that you just traded him for the low like that? You can't do stuff like that, man. I was completely appalled. I was like, Andre Drummond should feel disrespected. And then last night, I had clips. I had so many things that I wanted to implement in this YouTube video, implement this in the podcast today, but so many trades have happened, and I'm going to be talking for so long about these trades So I'm probably not going to get into the games that happened last night, and I highly doubt that I will. If I do, I'm going to be very brief. But I just been in awe because Andre Drummond said last night, man, he's like, I really want to just say F it. And he's like, I don't want to get fined or nothing like that. But he's like, I gotta control what I gotta control what I gotta control. And if I wake up and I'm still here, then I'm gonna play in Detroit. If I'm somewhere else, then I'm gonna have to just move on. And he's like, he just kind of had like an I don't care attitude. But I think he does care. The team that drafted him, the team that he's been with this whole time. I think he really does care, but he's just trying not to show it. I don't know. We're NBA players and NFL players. Well, athletes are humans too. But man, I was like Andre Drummond, Kevin Love, Tristan Thompson, Colin Sexton, Darius Garland. I was like, okay, they get Kevin Porter Jr., Larry Nance Jr. They try and do a little bit. But the thing that I'm sitting here thinking about, did they do that to combat what the Hawks did the other night? Remember, we talked about this. The Hawks get Clint Capella. So now you're talking about the starting five for the Hawks. Trae Young, Kevin Huerter, DeAndre Hunter. We got John Collins. And you still have Clint Capella at the five. So now I'm sitting here like, are they trying to combat? Because now the Orlando Magic are sitting here looking like prime steak. They're looking like meat. Everybody's like, oh yeah, we're coming for that. We're coming for that. So that's exactly what I'm thinking now. So Orlando Magic, you got to be careful because the other teams, the Hawks, the Cavs, and like I said, the Cavs, they got a little roster now with Andre Drummond coming and not really giving up anything to get Andre Drummond. They got a little squad now. And the Wizards, let's talk about the Wizards. I really didn't want to have to go into this. The Wizards are the most disappointing team I've ever seen in my life. And this is just because, this is solely because of what happened today. If you're a Wizards fan, and the majority of people that see this and listen to this are in the DMV area, so you can probably resonate with this. What type of moves do the Wizards organization keep making? The Washington Redskins make the same type of moves, but everybody else makes smart decisions. Except for the Wizards and except for the Redskins and the Wizards. Oh my goodness. So this is what the Wizards just did. So we know about the 4-team deal, right? The 4-team deal between Minnesota Timberwolves, the Denver Nuggets, the Houston Rockets, Atlanta Hawks. We know about the 4-team deal. In that 4-team deal, not Jordan McRae. He's on our team. Shabazz Napier went from the Timberwolves and got traded to the Nuggets. Today, what did the Wizards do? The Wizards said, hey, you know what? We like Shabazz Napier. He's an expiring contract. So we should probably trade for him. Let's give him Jordan McRae, who's averaging like 13 points for us. Let's go ahead and trade Jordan McRae away. I don't know why we even did that. They're both on expiring contracts. Jordan McRae is clearly the better player. And now the Nuggets get early bird rights to sign Jordan McRae early. So now I'm upset. And I'm like, okay, Wizards, what are we doing? And it's like maybe $250 now. And I'm saying $250. Other things have happened. We're going to get to it. But I'm just talking about the Wizards real quick. $250. I'm like, what's going on? And what do I see? 3-team trade. Clippers, Knicks, and who else? The Washington Wizards. And I said three-team deal with those guys. I said Wizards must have got Kevin Knox. Wizards must have pulled in Mo Harkless. They must have pulled in Mo Harkless isn't really nobody. I said maybe the Wizards even pulled in Landry Shamet, even though we know Landry Shamet is untouchable for the Clippers. Maybe the Wizards did something immaculate, did something incredible. No, they didn't. You know what the Wizards did? The Wizards decided, we really do like the Clippers. We really do like Doc Rivers. So we're going to give them Isaiah Thomas. The Knicks said, you know what? We like him too. We're going to give them Marcus Morris. And then the Knicks get in return. The Knicks get, what's his name? Mo Harkless. They get Mo Harkless. Oh, the Wizards, we'll give you guys Jerome Robinson. Who is Jerome Robinson? Who is that? Who is Jerome Robinson? Because I have no idea who this kid is. And I'm completely fired up and upset about it. I had to call my friend Mako, and Mako's like, man, it's your fault for liking that team, man. And I'm like, I said, I'm a Spurs fan, but Washington Wizards, that's my home squad right there. So I always gotta support the home team. And the Washington Wizards, and I'm just talking to Mako. I called my boss. I'm calling everybody because I'm upset. And this all happened within the last hour. I was highly upset. I was like, the Washington Wizards, what are we doing? And my friend Mako, my boss, they both said, man, Isaiah Thomas ain't really doing nothing no more. But Isaiah Thomas, if he can do something, he will do something. Listen to this. Listen to the Clippers roster right now. So they have Patrick Beverley, Lou Williams, Isaiah Thomas, Landry Shamet. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Zubac, Harold, Marquez Harold. And I know I'm missing people right now. And I know I said Landry Shamet, Kawhi, Paul George. I know I'm missing people right now, which is a shame. Pat Beverly. They have a squad. The Lakers can't contend with that squad. The Rockets damn sure can't contend with that squad. The Rockets can't contend with nobody. The Rockets have PJ Tucker at the center position, and we dissect that whole thing yesterday. So the Rockets can't contend with nobody. Nobody in the Jazz 5-game losing streak. They're not contending with nobody right now either. They just have Rudy Gobert down there. Donovan Mitchell's been playing very pedestrian, very lackadaisical. I don't know what was going on with him last night. Him and Bojan Bogdanovic combined for like 14 of 42 shooting. Very terrible. Of course, they had a little bench play last night as well when they played the Nuggets. The Nuggets won the game. Nikolai Jokic was the player of that game. He had over 30 points. I think like 19. Oh, it was like, hold on. I actually have the stats right here. I wasn't even trying to really go into this game. Nikolai Jokic, 30 points, 21 rebounds, 10 assists, triple-double for him last night. And Gary Harris, I'm like, the Wizards, you could have traded for Gary Harris. Why did you went and got Shabazz Napier? Like, you could have got Gary. He only scored 2 points last night in like 30 minutes. Only 7 Nuggets played last night. Only 7 Nuggets played last night because the other 5 were hurt. Who were the other 5? Paul Millsap, sprained knee. Mason Plumlee, cuboid injury. Jeremy Grant, ankle sprain. Michael Porter Jr., ankle injury. Will Barton, knee inflammation. So I'm like, Gary Harris last night, 0 for 13. 0 for 13. That's what he did last night. And I keep saying he just needs a change of scenery. I really think that Gary Harris could be a good guard. I think he just needs a change out of that offense. We should have went for him because I would have took him over what we got. I'm highly upset with what we got. Highly upset about it. Oh, but my goodness. It's been a day. I can tell you right now, it's definitely been a day. I did not expect anything. I didn't expect any of this happening. Of course, last night we saw the Memphis Grizzlies. Now they have John Morant. They have Dillon Brooks. They also bring in Justice Winslow. They still have Valanciunas. They still have Triple J, Jaren Jackson Jr. So that looks like that might be their starting 5. And I'm excited to see what that young squad can do. That's a very young squad as well. Not Valanciunas, but everybody else on the squad is pretty young. So I'm very excited to see what's going to happen there. But and D'Lo, of course, can't miss that one. D'Lo, my man, he goes from the Warriors to the Timberwolves and Karl Anthony. And the thing, this is something that made me really mad. And I'm probably nobody out there is going to believe me. But I have. You see, you can see it on YouTube. But front and back on these papers, You know, front and back on these papers. And I have other papers right here on the ground. I was up till 5 a.m. writing last night. Up till 5 a.m. just writing because I'm sitting there. I wanted to have a sports outside. I want to start a segment, sports outside the box, like my sports outside the box thought, you know. And my sports outside the box thought was, what if Andrew Wiggins got traded? That was my thought. I said, I'm gonna write down. I had a whole segment. Where is it? I had a whole segment written down. I want to show it to YouTube. I had a whole segment written down just for. It's right here. If you can see it on YouTube, it's this whole section down here because they lost to the Hawks last night, and I had a whole segment written out. I said because Cat came out last night and said, man, I'm tired of losing. I don't be doing this losing stuff. I'm sick of it. He's pretty much tired of it. He said something needs to change. He said that, and I thought to myself, what if they traded Andrew Wiggins? They just paid Cat like September 22nd to that 5-year, over $150 million contract. So I said it's not going to be him that leaves. Andrew Wiggins is the one that's been playing a little, weird lately. He's been the one playing weird. Cat's been playing like he should still be going to the All-Star game. Wiggins started off hot. He's been, declining really quickly. So I was like, I wrote a whole segment. What if Andrew Wiggins got traded? And I wish I would have put something up on Twitter. I wish I would have put something up on, I wish I would have came on YouTube and just said something, or I would have put on Facebook or Instagram. I would have put something just so I had proof that Wiggins wasn't even in the trade talks. Oh man, I was so mad. I'm sitting there like, man, I gotta tell everybody, but nobody's gonna believe me. But I was up till 5 a.m. My mom came downstairs. I'm still writing for that podcast? Yeah, I'm still writing. I gotta get the news out. I gotta get my opinions out. Now, mostly I was writing about the games that happened last night because some big things happened in college. A lot of upsets happened last night in college basketball. There was some big wins, some big losses last night in the NBA. So I was just up writing, man. And I'm just like, now I just don't know, because after Marcus Morris goes to the Clippers, I'm just like, I'm in awe. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to believe. I'm like, do I even think that the Lakers can contend? Do I think the Jazz can contend? When I was talking to my friend Maple, he was like, man, you know what? But Giannis and the Bucks can still take on the Clippers. I said, no, they can't. I like DiVincenzo. I like George Hill. I like Connaughton. I like them all. I like Giannis. But of course, when Kawhi goes against Giannis is last year in the playoffs, they talk about how when Giannis was against Kawhi, Giannis is like his career lows against Kawhi. He has his worst games against Kawhi because Kawhi is the claw. He locks you down. And I'm like, okay, yeah, Kawhi, you got Paul George now. You got a scrappy Clippers team that was already scrappy last year. Pat Bev, Lou Will, Montrezl Harrell, Landry Shamet. This team was already built last year that made the playoffs. So I'm just sitting here like, now, like, you're adding Marcus Morris, you're adding Isaiah Thomas. Now, Isaiah Thomas might be past his prime. He might be past doing what he used to be able to do. But like, since that hip, especially with that hip injury. But my biggest thing is he can still facilitate. He can still get on that floor and do his thing. And I'm like, okay, so let's say the bench: Isaiah Thomas, Montrezl Harrell, Lou Williams, Landry Shamet. I'm like, yeah. I don't know who the fifth guy would be, but it would have been Jerome Robinson. But we got Jerome Robinson here in Washington. But I don't know. I don't think anybody can, like, the Clippers team put up 61 points last night. It was like 31 points in the third quarter, I think. They put up 61 points in total last night off the bench. But now you're going to add Marcus Morris and Isaiah Thomas to that roster? Get out of here, man. Get out of here. And the Lakers were trying to get Marcus Morris, but they didn't want to give up Kyle Kuzma at all. They were trying to find different ways to get Marcus Morris. And apparently it didn't work. Apparently the Knicks wanted to go the route the Clippers were talking about, which was not to getting Mo Harkless, which was nothing. Because if you want to compare Mo Harkless to Kyle Kuzma, that's night and day. Kyle Kuzma is clearly better than Mo Harkless. But so you probably could have got something better, like, give me Danny Green. Okay, we'll give you Danny Green. Like, I don't know. I'm all over the place right now, because I just don't know. The NBA just shook me. It just shook me. The fact that I had to make phone calls, I shouldn't have to make phone calls. I know it was a trade deadline, but I was like, Andre Drummond going to the Cavs, and then Marcus Morris going to the Clippers. The Wizards are making bad moves, and I'm feeling like it's hereditary. It's in the DNA of the Wizards to make bad moves now. Like when we traded Antoine Jameson, traded away Caron Butler. Like it's just in our DNA, giving up on Gilbert Arenas. It's just in our DNA to make bad decisions. It's just in our DNA. Oh man, I'm just over today. I'm already over today, and nothing else has happened. No, I didn't write down any games coming on tonight because I was only one to get on here. I had everything written out to talk about, but the trades that have happened have completely taken over, and I'm just done. And it was so hard. Cause the only reason I stay up till 5 a.m. because Woj, like WOJ, everybody calls it. His name's a lot longer than that, but I'm sitting there, he was talking about, like, I'm gonna be up all night, 5-hour energies, coffee, and I'm like, if he's gonna be up that late, I need to be up late, and I'm gonna be up till 5 a.m. I'm gonna sit here and try to write for my podcast. Like, I want to try to get this podcast up earlier anyway, so I want to stay up till 5 a.m. to try to get stuff ready, and I'm just, all that just goes out the window. I stayed up till 5 o'clock for nothing, literally for nothing. Oh, so upset. Oh my goodness. But man, let's just talk a little bit about what happened yesterday. Dillon Brooks also, because Andre Iguodala got traded to the Miami Heat. Dillon Brooks got a 3-year extension of $35 million. So kudos to him, and I can't wait to see what this Grizzly team does with Justice Winslow and adding James Johnson into there. I can't wait to see what happens. But just to talk about a little bit about some stuff that happened yesterday. Orlando, they lose again. Jason Tatum goes off. The Celtics get the win last night. Jason Tatum, 33 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks, stat sheet stuffer. That's exactly what you call players like that. Grant Williams, he's probably the best defensive player in the 2019-2020 draft. He's been absolutely phenomenal. He played great defense last night, knocking down shots last night. He's been absolutely phenomenal. Like I said, that kid's out of Tennessee. And the only reason I always mention that, because I watched him so long at Tennessee. Him and Admiral Schofield, he's on the Wizards now on the D League or the G League team, but I watched him for so long. The Nets last night, they beat the Dubs in D'Lo's return 129-88. The Dubs had their worst three-point shooting in team history. They went 5 of 39. Steph and KD hugged it out after the game, though. That was nice to see. Also, Cleveland playing the Thunder in this game. Dennis Schroeder and Colin Sexton start jawing at each other, but Dennis Schroeder gets the last laugh because Dennis Schroeder knocks down big threes, and it wouldn't be a big three if you didn't stare at your opponent. So, big three from Dennis Schroeder, stares down Colin Sexton. I was like, okay, Dennis, you doing your thing. And, anybody named Dennis is just great anyway, but we all know that. Next, the Hawks and the Timberwolves. Like I said, no Clint Capella yet for the Hawks. But Trae Young and company, they just played so great last night. John Collins played great. Trae Young shooting from the logo last night. He played great. He had 38 points. John Collins, 27 points and 12 rebounds. Damian Jones, 14 points, 8 rebounds. We had DeAndre Hunter, 12 points, 5 rebounds. And also Kevin Huerter with 11 points. The Timberwolves have not won a game with Karl-Anthony Towns in the lineup since December 1st. Ouch. That's all I can say. The last time they won a game with Karl-Anthony Towns in the lineup, I think it was the day before Thanksgiving or was the day after Thanksgiving. It was one or the other. But that was the last time they won with Karl-Anthony Towns in the lineup. And then, of course, here's why I wrote down my thing. I'm just going to read it because I'm so mad about it. Oh, because Kat said, I've been losing for a long time. I'm not trying to do that anymore. The little pause there, emphasize something. But I'm not trying to do that anymore. You obviously see my patience is running low with a lot of things. So then I said, Kat just signed a new deal September 22nd, 5-year, $158,253,000 contract. And of course, I was like, if he wanted to trade, it would be kind of hard to do because he's getting over $30 million. So then I was like, let's turn to Andrew Wiggins, who just got a big deal last year, but they would need to find a suitor for Andrew Wiggins. And I said, I honestly believe that they should be able to find a suitor, but I said like the New York Knicks. I didn't say like the Warriors, the New York Knicks. And all of a sudden, D'Lo and Wiggins, they get traded out and they get the swap. And now D'Lo is in Minnesota with his bestie. So good for him. I'm not even concerned about the other NBA games that went on last night. Okay, we already talked about the Nuggets game. The Clippers beat the Heat last night. We talked about that game. Landry Shamet was completely unconscious in the fourth quarter. He was going off. And he showed the reason why he was not going to get traded or why the Clippers value him so much. Derrick Jones Jr. at one point, he was 9 of 10 in this game. I think he ended the game 10 of 12, I believe, for the Miami Heat. He played great. Jimmy Butler, unfortunately, got a shoulder strain. He got a foul call. Shoulder strain trying to get the ball. But Landry Shamet, player of the game, 23 points, 6 threes, 6 assists off the bench. That was off the bench. Paul George, he probably was a player of the game, but Landry Shamet did it off the bench. 23 points, 10 assists, 5 threes, 5 rebounds for Paul George last night. It's just a great game for them. And I know I wrote down my college ball. Where's the college ball at? Or did I not tear that out? I must didn't tear it. Oh, yeah, here's the college ball. So the college ball last night, Butler, finally for Butler, they get a win against a ranked team and they beat Villanova. And that was kind of shocking. They did it at the buzzer, which was definitely shocking. They played Villanova once this year already and lost. I think Villanova was like ranked 13 or ranked 15 when they played, but they lost that first game. Sean McDermott last night, 7 of 8 shooting, 3 of 3 for the three-point line, 21 points, 8 rebounds. Phenomenal game for him. Kamar Baldwin, he was the player that knocked down a three-pointer that put the game away. Good. It was a really good game for Butler. I was really surprised because, like we already talked about, Butler's like ranked 15, ranked 16, and they have no good wins against any, especially against an AP top 25 team. They have no wins against any team, but now they do. So kudos to Butler. They finally got their first good win of the season. Purdue last night, they completely destroyed number 17 Iowa, 104-68. You want to talk about some three-ball shooters? Bodraw, 4 three-pointers. Stefan Vick, 5 threes. Hunter Jr., 3 three-pointers. Proctor, 6 for 6 field goal shooting, 3 of 3 from three-point land. If they shoot it any better, I didn't know what was going to happen because they were shooting like 19 three-pointers last night for Purdue. Absolutely phenomenal. And like I said, Luka Garza, we all know about Luka now. I always mention Luka on the podcast from Iowa. He's the only one that was in double figures last night for Iowa, but 26 points for him last night. That completely kept him off the boards, kind of like what Maryland did when Maryland played him. Maryland played him, I think, had 4 rebounds. He averages 10 rebounds, but I think averages 10.4. He only got 4. He only had 1 rebound last night, or 1 or 2 rebounds. So completely kept him off the boards, and that's how you win games, keeping him off the board. Providence took down number 21 Crichton last night. Providence, they played them 2 weeks ago, lost 78-74. This time they beat them 73-56. A.J. Reeves, season high, 22 points. Reeves was 6 for 8 from the three-point line. Providence outscored Creighton 41-20 in the second half after going in the first half losing 36-32. Last but not least, Vanderbilt, they take down number 18 LSU 99-90. And that was a good game. Saban Lee, 33.6 assists. The Maxwell Evans 31.7 3-pointers, and Scottie Pippen Jr., man, he steps up last night. He hit some big shots. I think he hit 11 points in the second half. 11 points in the second half. He had 9 of them that came within the last 5 minutes of the game. He stepped up big, hit a big 3-pointer when it was 96-90, big 3-pointer that put the game to 99-90. And I was like, okay, Scottie Pippen Jr. out here trying to play like his daddy. I was like, okay, we doing a little something. And the big news for me of the day, I didn't write down my top 5 news story. It was kind of impossible to write down a top 5 news story for the day, or even a top 10 for that matter, because there was so many trades going on. And then I was like, yeah, that's like, the news stories at the end of the podcast. I got to get all this out at the beginning. But the biggest news story I saw today, Antonio Brown apologizes to the Pittsburgh Steelers, talking about he's apologizing because he's caused a lot of people, headaches, and it's the team that gave me a chance, the team that first took me on, and he's upset a lot of people and made some people's lives difficult. And I was like, man, Antonio Brown, I don't know if the judge told me I had to go get that therapy. I don't know if the therapy is working, but it looks like it's been working. And he was just in a video. I saw somebody on YouTube wearing the Steeler gear. Maybe he wants to go back to Pittsburgh. I don't know, but I don't think he'd be allowed back. But that's everything I got for today, everybody. So thank you for joining me on another episode of Sports Outside the Box. Tomorrow we will not have so much craziness going on, like Andre Drummond going somewhere else, or Shabazz Napier coming to the Wizards, or the Wizards trading away Isaiah Thomas and getting Jerome Robinson. So yes, Wizards, I'm taking shots at you even at the end of my podcast. So everybody, have a good night. This is Sports Outside the Box, and I will see you tomorrow. Keep that Mamba mentality.